Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Focus. This episode we're just going to keep continuing on doing all the odds and sods to try and get this thing ready to go racing. Bonnet catches, boot catches, wheel studs, painted calipers, brake lines. The list is endless at the minute, so we're just going to keep cracking on, keep playing through it, and see where we get to. So join us for a ride. Right, so we've just got the pins drilled through the stand panel, so I'm just going to mark them out with a bonnet and drill the bonnet. And yeah, with the bonnet pins done. Right, so the bonnet pins are now on. It's not ideally how I'd like that, to make it out of a combination of two kits, so the OMP kit and the cheap usual ones everyone uses. I would have liked aero catches, but the budget at the minute, it's just the money on aero catches wasn't justified when you can get cheaper bonnet pins just to hold the bonnet down, which it does, but because of the length you need on these, I had to mix match two kits to make it work. I will get aero catches one day when I change the bonnet probably and put the carbon one on, but for now she's on there. I mean, I don't particularly like these that much, but I don't particularly like these electrical things for these, but otherwise we'll definitely lose them, so got to be on there. Put this on there, so that's the bonnet done now. That's down tight. So I think I'm going to move on and get the boot catches on now. Right then guys, that's the rear boot catches on. Honestly, a lot more of a fat than I thought they would be, but they're on. So let's move on to the next job. Right then guys, so the next job we're going to tackle is fitting the rain light. Planning to put it there. So I'm just going to get underneath and disconnect the fog light cable and obviously change the fog light to the rain light and put it in the middle of the bumper there. So yes, let's crack on and get that done. Well, I've done the overall so I can lay under the car. So I've just taken the plastic diffuser off so I've got better access, and I've got a cut out, and I was like, what's that for? And there was a big metal bracket there, and I was like, it's looking for a tow bar. And then, yes, found the old tow bar electrical connection tucked away under there. So at some point this had a tow bar on it. I mean, it uses their Focus ST to tow a trailer, but there we go, something new. So probably remove that as I don't need it, but I mean that's quite handy because I'll just chuck the back of the car off like that, so nice to know. But yeah, let's crack on getting the rain light in. Right guys, so we now have a working rain light. Oh yes, very bright. Lovely jubbly. So that's all in place and working. Some lights on the ring. That's good. Yeah, so luckily I could use that tow bar cable, figure out which one was a fog light and then just wired it in from there. So that made it nice and easy. So happy days, another job done. So move on to the next one. What do next? I might fit the rear tow bar strap actually, and then we'll start getting the hubs off and everything, start doing the extended wheel studs. And I've got obviously when I do the front ones I need to change the front ball joints got to play, so I'm just waiting for them, they're on their way. I've got trap rod ends and bottom ball joints and that to change at the same time. So yeah, so I'll get that rear toe strap in, we'll have a look at that, and yeah, we'll get it jacked up and get all the hubs off. Right guys, so we now have the old towing eye on. I know we're kind of quick fire going through this, but I'm sorry, I'm just smashing it together now because we're running out of time. Obviously filming slows the process down. I mean, I'll just explain what we've done anyway. So little hole in the diffuser there, luckily underneath. I don't know if you can see it, where I've got that tow bar bracket down there, there's a couple of holes, so I put the hole in there and tow straight off there. Otherwise it was going to come out like here somewhere if I put it, and then that's the exhaust. We've been dangling around, and I just thought it looked rubbish. Might as well just have a centre one come out the front, out the back there, just a centre one. So yeah, that one's on. That's donated from the Vectra because that had 4 on it. I know they were trying to swap to the making it so every car had 4 on, but there's still one front and back at the moment. So I nicked one off that and put it on there. Just waiting for the other one to rock up to the front. But yeah, so we've done that now. So I'm just going to crack on, start getting jack back up, get all the wheels off, start getting the front hubs off. Supposedly I can do the rear studs in situ, but we'll have a look. and we'll have a look when we get it up. I'm also going to take all the calipers off, paint them up, because we've got new discs and new pads and everything to put in from PBS and M-Tech. So yes, still loads to do, so let's keep this momentum rolling and keep going. Right, we've got the car jack back up, so we're just going to whip the wheels off and start taking the hubs off. But quickly, just want to tell you about this little bad boy. So we just got ourselves a 1/2" Kilda impact gun, part of the new compact range. This thing's tiny, really. I mean, look at the size of it. Tiny. Only weighs just over a kilo. Max torque 400 Newton meters. So it makes it a perfect gun for working on the car. Not only is it good for undoing your wheel bolts, it will also do a very rusty seized on trap rod arms. So why not grab one of these today? For a week only, we're going to put a discount of 20% on these. So head to the website, buy one. You've only got a week, and get yourself an awesome impact gun. Slightly different day today, jacking it down with rain. So we got the hat on. Oh, slightly different day today, chucking it down with rain. But last night we got the hub off. Obviously we need to change these wheel studs, as they're not long enough. But to get them out, you need to take the actual wheel bearing out, because that's all one unit. There's no way you can knock them out without having that on. So I've got some new wheel bearings in the way. I have to press them out, press all the studs out, change them, and put it all back together. Oh, now obviously I'm changing the track rod end for a new one, change the ball joint for a new one. It's got this sort of, you have to cut them off and then bolt on the new one. So yeah, so I need to go take the other side off, and then we'll have a look at the rear. Fitted new track rod ends, just left on loose for now. Just fitted new bottom ball joints. The original ones are all like riveted onto the arm. I don't know why Ford do that, it's a bit annoying. But I've changed them, drilled all the rivets out and showed them off bolt on ones. Just makes it easier to track or whatever. If we get one fail, we can just bolt one off and bolt one on. You don't have to replace the whole arm then. But then next up, obviously, is sorting them hubs out and put extended wheel nuts on. Then also have a look at the back ones, see if we can get these extended studs on without removing too much. Supposedly you can do it in place, so we'll give it a whirl and see what happens. Sorry I haven't been filming, I've been cracking on. So the front hubs are back together now with extended bolts on and new front wheel bearings. They're all together. New bottom ball joints, new trap rod ends. I haven't put the brakes and everything back on yet because I need to take calipers off because I'm going to paint them and then change the lines and put the new disc on and stuff like that. Same the other side. I have managed to do one rear hub. I've still got the other one to do yet. This has been a right mission, and actually it's just taken a couple of days. Obviously I have to take everything apart, take the shock back out, but then what holds the hub on are these really bad what are they? These shocking, is it E12? I think it's E12. E12 external torque bolts. Look at the end of it. They're just soft and rubbish and a nightmare to get off. In the end, I had to heat the hub right up to get the bolts out and then get them out. And then I have replaced them after a bit of research. These are very hard to buy without buying a whole rear wheel bearing. The rear wheel bearing is absolutely fine, so there's no need to change it. It's a bit corroded, but it's absolutely fine. Obviously budget build at the moment, so we need to save some money somewhere, so reusing them. But yeah, these are really hard to find, and when you do find them, I think they're like £8 to £10 a bolt. Obviously I won't change 8 of them, that's 80 quid, that's not happening. So I did some research on the old forums and found out you can use the rear caliper mounting bolts, which then are a hex head, so you can do it up easier. Makes it easier if I need to change the wheel bearing in the future. But they're not as long, so they don't stick through as much. They still stick through, so there's plenty of meat holding it together, so it's absolutely fine. They're the same tensile strength rating, but it's just a hex head, so it makes it a lot easier. As I say, they don't stick through so much, so you don't then get corroded. Like, you know, we're talking 3 or 4 threads that are going to be corroded and rusty and make it hard to get off. So yes. So I still need to finish putting this back together. I'm going to start the other side again. I need to take calipers off because we're going to lush them up with a bit of black paint just to make them look a bit better because that looks naff. Then we change the pads and discs and stuff at the same time. Might give this a little spray because it looks manky. But yes, I'm going to do the other side quickly. So join me when we start doing the brakes. It's been a absolute honest. mission. Still got the other side to do yet, but I've learned some tricks, so let's crack on. Right guys, little update. Not sure what we've got to now, but obviously the hubs are all fitted up. All the rears are now on. Ooh. I have bodge painted the calipers and that dust shield disc at the back there because it looked horrendous. And I've bodge painted the front calipers. They look black. They look better than what they did in that kind of oxidised, rusty colour. I say bodge painted because it's only temporary. I'm not planning to keep these brakes on here for a long time. So I say just give them a quick lick of black caliper paint for now, just to make them look a little bit better. And I say we'll change them in the future, but also while they're off, fitting the brake lines. So you can see a nice pink to go with the car. I modified these brackets as well to hold the hose there so it's not rubbing on anything the whole time. So I'm going to crack on, get the front brakes and everything back together, and then move on to the rears, change the rear. Move on to the rears, change the rear hoses, roll the arches, put it all back together. Right guys, so whilst I've got all the calipers and that sat in front of me, I thought I'd take this opportunity, well it's nice and easy in front of me, to add the awesome PBS Pro Race pads. Look at them. So I'm just stripping the calipers down and get them fitted, then get it all fitted back together and get it back on the hubs. So guys, just as a reminder, if you want to set PBS pads, check out the link below to our website, and we can hook you up. Club Racing UK member, extra 10% discount. Just doing the rears, just getting the old PBS pads in there. Beautiful Pro Races. It's coming along nicely. Obviously got the new rear braided lining. All four corners are back together. Shocks are on, brakes are on. Beautiful. I've adjusted the spring adjuster at the bottom, so I've hopefully lowered it down a little bit more, but we'll see what happens when we get it on the deck. So now I'm just going to bleed all the brakes up, get them back up together, and then then carry on from there. And of course we're going to be bleeding it up with the PBS 660 max brake fluid. Again, if you want some of this, head to the website, link in the description below, and if you're a Club Racing UK member, 10% off. Right guys, that's the brakes all bled up pretty easy. Obviously using the PBS 660 fluid. So I think the next job is probably going to give the arches a light roll whilst I've got all the wheels off and everything, and then we'll lower it down and see how it looks. So that's all four wheel arches done. Only a little tweak, not really sure how much you can see from it on the camera, but I've done all four sides. Sorry about belching, side of the drink. So I've done all four sides. Only a little tweak. We'll get the wheels on it at some point and see how it looks. But before I do that, I need to take the front grille off because I have these bad boys. Yes, some Zunsport grills to go on just to tie that front end up because that grey plastic looks horrendous. But the only problem with this is I thought they would just clip on, clip off jobbies, like the whole thing, and it would look sweet. No. So it attaches to the original grille, which I think is shocking. I've seen people, they cut all this out and then attach it to that, but this bit, surround bit, stays. So I've bought some paint to paint that black, same with the top one, but I have to cut the honeycomb out because that would look really bad if I left all that in. Obviously it's only temporary really until I put the other kit on, but I can't leave it like that because I hate the grey plastic, it annoys me so much. So yeah, so I think we can get the grills off, we'll start attacking that and see if we can get it looking better. It really annoys me they're not just a clip on, clip off job. I mean, sure they could have made it with a decent surround and done it as a nice easy job, but no. Never mind, anyway, we'll get that off and see what we can do. Right guys, little update. The grills, they're now painted black. I've cut out the honeycomb where it needs to be cut out ish. So I let them dry off, and then we'll fit the Zunsport grill. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of this, but it will make the car look slightly better for the meantime, rather than the grey plastic grills. But it is what it is. Eventually we're going to put the focus cup kit on it, although I have just seen Rory's new kit that he's put on his car. I don't want to copy, but it looks very nice, so we may have to look into that instead, but we'll see. But for now I'm going to, whilst the bumper's sort of hanging there, I do like it like that, to be fair, with nothing on it, but can't really run out of that. But I am going to, while the bumper's hanging off, fit the front toe strap. So yeah, so let's get into that. So we've got the tow bar on that, bolt through the crash bar so it's not going anywhere whatsoever. You can yank on that as much as you like. Top grille on. So I'm not a big fan. If anyone wants to do this and they're modifying an actual Focus shows and stuff, I think those grills are pants, but they look good, but they're just stupid to fit. But anyhow, so yeah, obviously the splitter's on there, the Maxton splitter, just to give it a look until I get the other kit on, and I'll put a proper splitter on the rest of it. But that's how he's going to get out racing this year, don't we? So I think that proper improves. None of that was necessary. I didn't need to do any of that, but I think it improves the way it looks, because that grey plastic grille on the front looks terrible. So yeah, so that's on now. So the next job we need to do is get the fire extinguisher in and all plumbed in and all that lot, and then we need to move on to the isolator at some point. We need to figure out where we're going to put the pull handles, so we might have to make a plate up or something here so I can put the pull handles through here. Oh, there's a big gap here, so there's nothing, which is a bit annoying really. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to put them quite yet. I'm not sure really what my options are, but we give it a whirl, see if we can get that in. Now finish the bumper. I'll probably put the wheels on and lower it back down and see how it looks as well. So yeah, let's crack on with all that. Alright guys, so update. Back on the wheels, back on the ground. Looking sweet. I did raise up the front just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more clearance. Obviously it's not just a stunt show car, so when we're compressing through corners and stuff, I want it to have a bit of room to go up. Obviously rolling the arches did help a little bit. The back, I did lower it down more, but it's still a big old gap in there, so I'm still going to have to play with that, I think, when we get it to Chris's. And I did notice that I do have a load of natural sort of toe in on the rear on these, so I'm going to have to get myself some adjustable rear tow bars for it. Again, all that is in the pipeline anyway to get, so but yeah, all looking sweet with the new front bumper setup, and with the black painted calipers. It's much better than what it did with sort of the corroded, rusty, whatever you want to call it, coloured calipers. So yes,
I'm just jumping in on Steph's video in here because why not? I'm here working on the car for a change. Tonight's plan, how's this? We are cutting into this cable here, which is the supply from this fuse to the coil wiring. We are going to get in there. Steph's just mounting the isolator here. So he's just drilling a couple of holes. That's then going to go in the centre dash, and then we're going to work out pull cords and fire extinguisher pulls in this area somewhere, you thinking? Somewhere around there. Obviously you have to have these safety features if obviously anything happens to the car whilst he's in it, and the marshals have to come running over. They've got to pull these cords to set off, turn the electric off, and then obviously set off the extinguisher if it's on fire, which I'm sure it won't be. I hope it won't be. Well, let's see how this wiring goes, shall we? But yeah, so that's tonight's plan.
Well guys, so as Nick explained earlier on, tonight we're getting the starting getting the isolator sorted. So we've just pulled through 2 cables. What are they for, Nick?
So these cables are going to interrupt the switched coil feed. This cable here, we're going to go via the isolator, so that when you kill it or anyone pulls it from outside, it actually kills the coils to the car. So there's obviously no sparks and stuff going on in here, which is the last thing you want if you've got something like a fuel leak or things like that. So yeah, makes sense.
No sparks. So yeah, so we pulled them through. into the dash. Just jump in and show you. So I've just put the isolator in there. So yeah, so then they go onto the back of the isolator onto those pins there. Yep, and then we just got to pull through some battery cable. Obviously we need to interrupt the battery feed, don't we, to the starter motor? And is it just to the starter motor?
Starter motor and alternator. Yeah.
Oh, an alternator, yeah. Which we then cut and spur into those cables down there by the battery. So, right guys, I do apologise, I got a bit carried away. Sorry. So I had to make a bracket. You can kind of see it in there. A bracket in there to hold them down. There's a bit of a gap between the scuttle panel and the bracket, which is why they're so low, but you can still get to them. I had to cut up the scuttle panel and everything so I can get to this stuff, otherwise it'd be very annoying. I can't get to the turret, to the brake fluid, etc. I have to take all that off every time. So you have to take the wiper blades off, it'd just be annoying, so I've just cut it out so we can get to it nice and easy. And fed them through the car. Bit of a mess there at the moment. Obviously got 2 fire extinguisher line pulls there, electric cut-offs there. Probably going to drill a hole in the dash or something there so it pops out there, and then make a bracket to go onto the isolator there. My next job's probably to fit the extinguisher, which I'm going to put along here, and then run the extinguisher lines into the bonnet. The fire extinguisher is now all bolted in, nice and solid. So now I've just got to get the extinguisher line through to the cab. So I need three points, 3 fire points. I'm not 100% sure yet. I think I'm going to put one in this panel in here, going down towards the turbo, because that's likely where the fire is going to start. And then the other 2 sort of spraying across the engine bay. I'm not sure if I'm going to go off the strut tower yet, or bring it round to the front here and shoot it that way. I'll have to think about it in a minute. Let's see what we decide. So I've installed all the lines and nozzles, etc. So just so you know, it comes through the gland at the back down there, up into the scuttle panel, tees off. One goes to, you can see it, just there. Nozzle just there. So one pointing down at the back of the engine ish. It kind of points forward and back, kind of a turbo back of the engine area, most likely probably where a fire's going to start. Then it comes back around here. Then one nozzle there, pointing that way, one nozzle there, pointing that way towards the fuel rail. So it's the 3 nozzles in the engine bay. Days, and then into the footwell. It's a bit dark in there, as you can see. Luckily I've still got footwell lights. And in the footwell, it's got 2 nozzles pointing down into the footwell. As per the instruction book, and I checked, and yeah, it just need two pointing in the footwell. So that's what we've got. The only time you need them pointing at your torso, lower torso, is if you're in an open car, which obviously we're not. So yes, fire extinguishers are all installed. It's all down there, the back of the footwell, in the rear passenger footwell, so I can still get a passenger seat in and it's not being kicked around in the footwell. Obviously I haven't run all the pull cables and lines, but I mean they're there, I just haven't connected them yet. That'll be my next job to do, connect all them up, and then finish off the isolator, which Nick will be here tomorrow night, which is probably when I carry on and do the rest of this tomorrow night, to hopefully finish that off. And then theory, there's a few little things here and there, I've got to tie up a few cable ties, etc. But I will go through my list after that, and I believe that'll be it. We have a qualified race car. Right guys, so a bit of an update. Got the fire extinguisher in, the lines run. Lines will run, nice and neat-ish. Made a little bracket up and everything for the pull cord for the isolator. Tied it up down there. Wired in a resistor line for the isolator. Yeah, waiting for Nick to arrive, and then we get this isolator finished wired up, and technically, race car.
Yo everybody, how we doing?
Good, apart from
Got a back flat tree.
got a back flat tree, yeah.
Got a back flat tree.
So I don't know why, I just had a quick look and realised the battery was flat. So I stuck it on charge.
Oh no.
So we're now going to fit the isolator. Well, we fit the isolator, but wire it up.
Yeah, we've done the majority of the fitting, haven't we? So now just going to get the ends crimped, all this joined up, get this modified so it's all via the switch in the car. So yeah, you ordered all the bits?
Yes, I have.
They're all here?
All the bits, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So let's do it!
Let's do this! Ow. So I've been here 5 minutes and I'm already picking holes in his work. Look at this. Look at this shoddiness. The hose is on upside down, Steph. You're going to have to do something about that because that's going to just bug my OCD.
That's exactly why I'm going to leave it now.
You're such a dick. What do you reckon, guys? Get in the comments. Does that piss you off or what? Look at it. That should have there. Pro hoses there. Pro hoses there. Look. Sort it out. Next video, that needs to be sorted.
Right, here we are, Nick at work. Doing some wiring.
Doing some wiring. You said this bit's boring.
Well, it is boring, no one wants to see this, do you?
Nah, it's pretty
Get
boring.
in the comments below, guys, if you want to see Nick do some more wiring, then set it up for him to do more wiring.
No thanks. Can you
you
get me...
see the reason why my car sets on fire. This is it right here.
Whoa, the Mini didn't set fire, I did the isolator in that. The Vectra didn't set fire, and I did the isolator in that.
Neither of them have done many laps.
Non-electrical problems though. Non-electrical problems.
Right, so we finished wiring up the isolator.
We have.
Dash is all back together. Just to prove it. Oh, I've done that up too tight. It's on there. Right, so powered on, fire it up. Battery is a bit more charged, it's not going to die. So it does like that. Oh, Nick's going to do it from outside.
Boom!
And there she is.
Safe car.
One safe car from disaster. Hey Nick. So that is officially a race car that's ready to go racing.
Race ready.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, so technically, I mean, there's stuff obviously we'll need to tidy up and that.
Needs a
But-
wash.
And it does need a wash, yeah. But technically, it has all the elements
All
now.
the legality side of things.
Yeah.
Cage, isolator, fire extinguisher. Yeah.
Bonnet pins, boot pins.
Bonnet pins, boot pins.
Oh no, it's not. It's not.
It's not ready.
One job left to do. What
have you got?
Steering lock.
Ah! Yeah. Get on it
Okay.
now. Do it.
No, because it'll take it all apart.
Ah,
I don't
okay.
know. So yeah, alright, we've got that. One last thing to do. One last thing to do, then we can sign the video off. Can't sign it off until it's race car ready. So, right. We'll see in a minute once we've done that. So it's the following day. Put them an update. I've disconnected the steering lock, so that can't activate. So that's all done. So it's officially race car ready. You know, qualifies to be a race car. All the bits and bobs are on there. So that concludes this video. Finally, we've got all the little bits and stuff done. So happy days. I'm well happy with it. How it's turned out so far. I'm glad all that stuff's done because some of it is a bit of a mare, but it's all done now. So yes, guys, to join us in the next video, we're going to be giving it a quick wash, getting it on the trailer. We're going to All Square Racing Road. They're going to get it all set up suspension wise for us, got these new coilovers dialed in for us, and then we'll be getting some stickers and some wrap on it. Ugh, wrapping again, but yeah, so make sure you check out the next video, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below to make sure you don't miss any of the videos going forwards. Hit that thumbs up button, drop us a comment. What colours do you think we're going on the car? Let us know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Take it easy. Bye.